All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Obviously, today we are in a different setting. Again, you know, I like to do different stuff around here. I want to do more stuff down in the game room, especially because we're going to have a member wall down here. So that's coming. Working on marking it out right now. But that's not why we're here today. We are here to look at some Legion Adepticon reveals. So Adepticon was this past weekend, I believe. Was hoping to get up there for my birthday. Didn't really work out. We went to Gatlinburg instead, a little bit closer, a little bit easier to manage. So that's what we did. But I did check this out afterwards. I figured this would just be easiest, just to kind of scroll down their roadmap listing for all the stuff that was talked about at Adepticon. I'll put this link down in the description if you want to check it out. So I've seen some of this. I kind of watched parts and bits and parts of the presentation from Adepticon, so we'll go down this list. So I'm going to be kind of reacting to some of this stuff with you. Obviously, we have some tournament stuff. None of this stuff is really relevant to me or what we do here. They're doing some organized play kits and stuff like that, so that'll be good for the shop scenes. A lot of what they showed off, I believe, was stuff like this. So we're getting the resculpts, obviously, the repacks and the new branding, the new boxes. It does look nice. It just kind of sucks that a lot of the resculpts and stuff, they look a little out of place, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit. They have made a post talking about this. Sure, it makes sense, but I still don't, it is what it is as far as the sculpts go and differentiating it from a certain other Star Wars game. So we get to see some of the changes to some of the existing stuff, and some of these cards do have changes on them. But what I've seen online is to take it with a grain of salt because they accidentally change stuff in these graphics on occasion. So I'm not real worried about any of that. We did finally get the Ahsoka reveal. I am rather annoyed at this reveal. This is one of them that I saw, is that she is a commander. Padawan, Ahsoka, commander. I mean, I know she was Commander Tano even when she was a Padawan. I just don't love it. The Republic has like 3 options for operatives. Padawan Ahsoka was a perfect candidate to be an operative, and they made her a commander. It just seems so intentional to not give the Republic operatives, and it is kind of confusing. I would assume that is, given what we will get to here shortly, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I assume maybe they would give like a Commander Ahsoka for what this card is, but then maybe make the Padawan version an operative. But they, as you could see on here, she's just a clone trooper add-on unit, which is kind of cool. You'll be able to run her in a unit of clone troopers. So she'll kind of be on the field as a unit, but it's a little weird. But either way, I'm excited to have Ahsoka, assuming that it doesn't cost $1 billion with their current pricing schemes. We'll see on that front. I've been wanting to get back into some Legion. I was kind of waiting to see what they were going to show off here and see where we go. I'm also going to do a separate video for Shatterpoint because there's some cool stuff coming for Shatterpoint. We get her command cards. I'm not going to go through these just because I don't really feel like it, to be honest with you. She gets a little bit more agility. Her mobility gets up a little bit. Her courage goes up. She gains access to charge. I would be curious. Maybe they mentioned it, but like, are you going to be able to run these command cards if you have her over in a unit because it still has the name? Or is it going to be specific because of the Padawan commander and not Jedi Padawan? I don't know. I would assume you can't run the command cards if she's just part of a unit. That would make more sense, given that she's then part of a unit and can't use like certain things. And if she's in a unit, she has charge baseline. But then the upgraded version of Ahsoka doesn't have charge, but the Padawan, it is what it is. I'm a little annoyed. I'm also annoyed that even in the artwork, they have the little circle cut on her chest, but on the sculpt, it does not. That was just one of the things I noticed that bugged me. It's not that big of a deal. It's just one of those things you notice. This is interesting. So they're doing an Outlaws pack with kind of your Mandoverse duo of Mando and Boba. That's kind of neat. are you not going to be able to buy these characters individually now? Or are they always just going to come in a duo? I mean, I guess it's fine if they do, but it's just interesting. I really dig the Legion artwork. It's so good. This is the same. So you get IG 11 and 88 in the same box. That's the same as it was, just in the new packaging. Same thing with the speeder truck, it looks like. Same thing. This is getting into the realm of what I was referring to with Ahsoka. So they're doing customizable officers and agent. I'm going to assume that that is a customizable commander and operative unit, so that right now your generic commanders are all kind of support oriented. So maybe this will give you a way to run a more offensive generic commander or operative. That's kind of cool. I really like the look for the rebels. The Imperials, you can only do so much with the Imperials, but you get kind of like a Callus style agent and a just a generic Imperial officer. The Rebels, though, look pretty sweet. You get like a Zabrak gunner. That's pretty sweet. I'll be curious to see a little bit more information on this. But this actually is stating here multi-piece kits where you can build your own characters, including different kinds of weapons, alternate heads, bodies, so you can build out people as you want. I'm assuming since it's showing 2 people, you get 1 customizable of each, maybe an operative, maybe a commander as well. Build their own commander and operatives. Look at that reading, folks. It is useful, but we're just kind of go through this quick because there's a lot of stuff. I don't want to keep you here all day. I just want to hit you with the broad strokes. Again, this article is down below if you want to go check out the stuff. But this is cool. This is exciting stuff. This is more what I want out of Legion as far as reveals. It's like cool, unique stuff to get you excited. And then in the same vein, you're getting the customizable Jedi Knight and General for the Republic. So that's pretty sweet. Again, you're going to have an operative generic Jedi. That's pretty sweet that you can customize. I would assume in the same vein as like the ARF Trooper pack, where you're going to get maybe different saber options, different head options, stuff like that. And some tactical droids for the Separatist. It's a Separatist. I guess that's as much as you're going to get is tactical droids. Enjoy those. What do we got here? Our replacement essentials kit. So your move tools, your new tokens, your range tools, battle deck card pack. I'm gonna assume that this is just the mission pack cards that we have now that you could print and play, and your game board that you can keep track of all the points and stuff. And then an upgrade card pack, I would assume, is what this is. So just basically what we have access to now in physical, actual product form. The packaging looks good, I think. So talking about more of what we have access to now, but just having actual products instead of printed paper. We're going to get our card packs for the different factions. They might have said more about this in the actual presentation, but they didn't add a little blurb here of any text. So is this going to be like all of the updated cards per pack? By the time these come out, is it going to be the entire thing? I'm not sure, but you'll be able to buy your proper cards, and that's for, it looks like, everything. Oh, these are command card packs. You'll be able to buy your command card packs for your characters all at once. I will say this format of stuff does kind of lend itself to print and play as far as miniatures go. If you want to use proxies and not have to buy the product, you theoretically, I guess, could just buy these card packs. And the Essentials kit has tokens that you could use. I guess for those of you who don't want to buy the kind of ridiculously priced models at this point, you could just print and play. I still don't want to go down that route. It's just not where I'm at. I don't mind printing proxies, but I don't want to just exclusively print and play. It looks like they did a video here. Again, it's in the article. You can check that out. This is something that is really cool. I'm going to assume that they're going to do core sets, surely, because you still need a, like, buy it, take it home, play with a sibling, a friend, or whatever. But you're going to get actual faction starter sets instead of just having to buy, like, the Battle Force boxes. So you're going to get something that's a little bit more general purpose, which is pretty cool. And there's one for each faction, and you can actually see what all is going to come in it. You're getting command cards, battle cards. You're getting your dice still. You're getting your range tools, your move tools. You're getting some of the battle card sets, the token sheets. So this essentially is your entry point, a starter set, if you just want to buy your Rebels and say you want Rebels, your friend wants Republic, you could just buy the individual starter sets instead of splitting a core set that was faction locked, kind of. You'll have a little bit more freedom there, and it comes with all the stuff. So you're not gonna have to buy like a Battle Force box and an Essentials kit and a battle card pack and all this other stuff. These are really good. I really like the new purposeful faction starter sets. I think it just makes more sense. And you're getting the new sculpt for Luke, some Wookiees, 22 troopers, 7 commandos. I don't think they touched on price points for much of any of this. I'll be curious to see what these cost because I don't have any separatist stuff at all. This might be a good entry point to get into separatist stuff. Here we got the Empire, just getting a shit ton of stormtroopers and a bunch of sad little scout troopers, which hopefully they're better than they were originally. I don't remember if they've been touched yet or not, but man, I don't like scout troopers. So the fact that this Empire box is this, in my opinion, goofy looking Vader sculpt and scout trooper sculpt look really good, but the stormtroopers, they look a little funny. Touching on sculpts, actually, the new Rebel troopers look fantastic. I really dig these. People talk about all the Twi'leks. You don't have to use all the Twi'lek heads. You get a bunch of heads. You can customize these, but I think they just look better. And the commandos look pretty good. I like the Luke sculpt and the Wookiees. I think those are new sculpts. They look bulbousy, or I don't know. Touching on the sculpts real quick, they do look like Shatterpoint, and people talk about that. It's now being done by AMG. They do both games. They're gonna look similar, but I do understand people's critique and concern. It's one I share with the sculpts not blending super well with the existing ones. Like a good example are these stormtroopers. I don't think these stormtroopers are going to blend super well with the existing ones. The scout troopers look pretty similar, but like the post that they touched on regarding sculpts was a lot about fabric and the way that fabric is sculpted now compared to how it used to, and for painting techniques and all that kind of stuff. So they have a reason for it. I get where everybody's coming from, but it is what it is. Some of the new sculpts look really good, in my opinion. So your Separatist pack, this is one I might be interested in picking up, is you get 30 B1 droids, which they have apparently made some changes to the assembly process for the B1, so hopefully that won't be as much of a headache as I have heard that it is. You've got the Grievous with the new sculpt, which looks pretty good. You got some Droidicas, 9 B2 Super Battle Droids, which look pretty sweet. I don't really need more dice and range tools, but hey, it doesn't hurt. Again, I'll be very curious to see what the price point is on these starter sets. It's around like $100. You might have me. I think they should be a little cheaper than that, maybe. But considering they include all the other stuff, I'd assume they're probably going to be like core set pricing. You got your Republic, which is also pretty good. Extra good, actually. So you're getting a set of the ARFs, which comes with the generic Jedi edition. And I wonder if they're going to let you run this as an operative, maybe, with the generic Jedi included in this. I don't know. You're getting the new Obi-Wan sculpt, the new clone sculpts, 22 clone troopers, 7 ARC troopers, which are also all resculpted. And I think the clones look real good. I don't think there's anything super weird about the clones. I like the poses. They're pretty similar to the existing ones. So I think the Republic, as per usual, went out pretty good there. We've got our Rebellion heroes. So you've got the new Bespin Luke replacement for your Commander Luke. You've got Operative Luke. Leia, which looks fine. Chewbacca, looks fine. He looks a little bit more cartoony than I think the Legion counterpart from what I can remember. And this Han Solo, I think, looks face-wise significantly worse than the Han that we have now, but that could just be me. Overall, I think they look pretty good, especially this hero Return of the Jedi Luke, Jacket Luke. I think it looks pretty good. Our clone trooper marksman. The hell is that dude carrying? A tuba? Mortar? I don't know what that is. Maybe somebody enlighten me in the comments. That looks kind of funny though. It's like a grenade belt. I don't know. But you get your long guns back for your clones. It looks like what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2 heavy options of some capacity. So that'll be interesting. If they're $55 like the rest of their stuff, I just could care less. I'm sorry. I don't make money like that. The ARC troopers, I don't know if I could suffer through painting a ton more ARC troopers, so I'm just going to stick with what I got. But the sculpts do look good. I do like them. I like the poses. They look a little bit more interesting. And they ditched the jetpack arcs, which is good because those things are miserable and they're terrible. Those flight stands are awful. Something kind of new they talked about, now we get to see it, is Grievous on wheel bike. So they're going to do mounted commanders. That's pretty cool. It looks like first half of 26, perhaps. I'll be curious to see how they balance the power of a mounted commander with the mobility of a vehicle in a game like Legion. I feel like that could maybe cause some issues. We'll see. Are they going to go like the Middle Earth route where you could essentially blow up the vehicle and then replace him with his grounded counterpart? That would be cool. And you've got wheel bike, Commando Droid, and Magna Guard, it looks like. So that's pretty cool. I'd assume that's going to be like a Tauntaun unit, like a group of 2, maybe. That's pretty cool, though. You've got your Han and Luke on Tauntauns. Again, these sculpts look really good. They do look a little more cartoony compared to Legion stuff, I think. They look like more smooth or something. I'm not sure what it is. But these look really good. Now the paint jobs help that, obviously. But those look real good. Again, same questions about the Grievous on wheel bike. Probe droids. Cool, I guess. These flight stands are just terrible. Hate them. Get rid of them. What do we got here? High command. So I don't remember what this guy's name is. Krennic and Thrawn and Tarkin. Thrawn looks extra good. I like that a lot. Krennic, I think, looks real good. What is this guy's name? It's like something with a T. Targ? Tough? I don't know. Again, let me know down below. And Tarkin, will be interesting to see those. Obviously, we don't get any other reveals or anything in regards to some of these, but hey. Some new sculpts that we haven't seen. Obviously, this is the new Obi-Wan, and I don't know why they do this. We have cross eras again for Obi-Wan Anakin. I don't know if they did this specifically to fill in the gaps so you have both sculpts for both people. So now you could run Clone Wars Anakin and Obi-Wan if you wanted, and, you know, Revenge of the Sith Anakin and Obi-Wan if you wanted. So you have both options. They both look really good, I think. I really like them both. I'll be happy to have my hands on a normal Obi-Wan because I'm not a huge fan of the Clone Wars Obi-Wan sculpt we got now, so that's sweet. This Rex looks fantastic. I really like that. I like it better than his generic pose now. I will say the new poses are a lot more dynamic, typically. Again, I hate that Vader sculpt, but whatever. And what's interesting here is that they have Fives and Echo here in the Heroes of the 501st. Are they going to be played the same as like ARC Trooper add-ons? Are they going to become operative options? That would be cool. They would fit that role, I think. That would be pretty sweet. Yeah, that's positive. I really love my Republic stuff, so extras is always good. We're getting proper tokens, which is cool. I'm a little interested here because I think all of the objectives are 2 inches, which these over here look like they're 2 inches. Are these just shrunken down versions, or are these actually smaller? I'm going to assume that these are just shrunken so they all fit on the image and they're all 2-inch bases. So you could have some proper actual points of interest to represent. That is cool. I would like to pick these up, assuming they're not $1 million. Another new reveal is Hondo and the Weequay Pirates. I think this is for Shadow Collective, so they're getting some new stuff. Hondo looks great. Everybody loves Hondo, so that's super cool. The Weequay, they revealed, yeah, here we go. His attack is Weequay's Cunning. What does that mean? It's a melee and a ranged 1 attack. Weequay's Cunning, that's not an attack. That doesn't make any sense. I don't like the way they have this shown on the cards, like Arsenal X, period, disengage X. Like, I prefer them to be one on top of the other. I would assume that it's done that way just because he's got so many damn words, but I really don't like nimble, reliable. I don't like the way it's presented. It just looks funny. Because then you have like independent colon dodge X, so that's like one thing, but I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like the way it's presented. It looks cluttered and messy. But what are you gonna do? And you got some of his command cards. I guess he's not gonna have a 1-pip command card. I don't know. But yeah, Hondo, cool. And I think this goes with them. Get a big giant tank, big hover tank, speeder tank. That's pretty cool. I guess you have a little bit of customization if you want to theme them toward a certain type of Shadow Collective for your army. So you got the Pikes and the Black Sun and the, I don't know what I'm looking at in the middle, but it's too tiny. And then Weakways, cool. That's really cool. I wouldn't mind having that. Looks like the same base as like the speeder truck, maybe. So here's your roadmap for all of those releases. There is a battle pack in Q1, so maybe we'll finally get some new missions like a year and a half down the road, rather than just the like 3 mission sets that we have. But I don't know. But soon we have Q2 for Padawan Ahsoka and Commander Ahsoka. That's pretty cool. That's early. And the resculpts for a lot of the stuff is coming obviously all right now. People have touched on it that this is a lot of resculpts and not a ton of new stuff. But the biggest problem Legion has right now is that nobody can buy anything or get into the game, and people are waiting, and do they or don't they? It's a big mess, so this is probably for the best. Get everything replaced, then start with new. It just sucks for the people who are already in. What else we got? We're taking a moment during the presentation, share a roadmap for product reissues. Okay, so this is just going to be more reissuing of the same stuff. So you have new releases here, which is it new releases? Because like Stormtroopers, Rebel Troopers, I don't know, they're just in new boxes. And then you have the reissues for, I guess, a bunch of the old stuff. I wonder if they're going to re-release. Doesn't look like it, the old like Stormtroopers and stuff. So but then ARC Troopers isn't. I don't know. So it's kind of a big mess. There's product all over the place, new and old, and there's your roadmaps. New releases, reissues. Again, this link's down below if you want to check it out. And then you get to see some of the stuff here for Jyn Erso that people have been clamoring for a rework for. I think Lando, Agent Callus. I don't have either of those. So I don't know nothing about that. And it looks like they're doing a developer update on April 15th on their Twitch, so we'll get to see more of the card changes coming because we're still waiting on a decent chunk of that. I wonder if that'll just drop on April 15th. I guess we'll see. Okay, that is all of that. Rid of this. So all in all, I think it's pretty cool. There's some exciting stuff coming. Honestly, I'm just more excited for some of the resculpts. But depending on how much everything is, that might be a big pain, to be honest. I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. Wait for stuff to go up for pre-order. I think the Padawan Ahsoka posting for pre-order will be kind of a big telltale as far as what we're looking at for pricing of things. I'm curious of what the Heroes boxes are going to cost because that's like 5 characters on average. Are those going to be $50, $60, 70? Who knows? But I think that is going to do it for this one. If y'all like this, please let me know. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. If you want to support me, consider hitting that join button. We do some cool stuff on here occasionally. Sometimes, I've heard. I don't know. But I appreciate y'all being here. I will see y'all in the next one. Shatterpoint video also coming soon for Adepticon if you're interested. All right. See ya.